Hey everyone, Brianna Strunk here. We are back at Pocono Raceway for another exciting NASCAR race weekend, and we wanted to give you the unique perspective of a NASCAR driver who's actually taking on the tricky triangle, Brennan Poole, driver of number 6 Members First vehicle. So let's catch up with him and his sponsor to see what they have to say.
Here comes Brennan Poole, corner number 6. This eye-catching corner. Let's see what he does on the speed as he brings it up to speed, coming into the flag stand. He can be made
A lot of people wonder, did you wake up one day as a kid and say, I want to be a NASCAR driver when I grow up, or how did this all come about?
I mean, for me, it was really just a God thing. I had this battery-powered Corvette that I drove everywhere that my dad had to have batteries on standby for, or I would freak out and cry. And one of my dad's friends told him about quarter midget racing, and you could start doing that when you were 5 years old. So my dad took me to the track to watch. And I remember, like, plain as day, still, like, holding on to the fence and watching the kids race, and my dad looking down at me and asking me, hey, is this something you want to try? And I was like, yes, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So when I turned 5, we got a car, and I've been racing ever since.
Wow, so it's something that really started when you were young.
Yeah, I was an itty-bitty guy. I see other 5-year-olds today, and I go, my parents were crazy, man. I can't believe they let me strap into a race car and race, but yeah.
So reaching speeds up to 170 miles an hour?
I think today we'll get up to about 190 or so. It's pretty fast, but our average lap time is about 170 for the whole track, but we slow down to enter the corner, so it slows our average lap speed down. But yeah, we're flying. The front stretch here is like a mile long, so you're flying. You're going so fast. It makes it really fun and makes for excitement down into turn 1.
Okay, I've always wanted to ask a NASCAR driver, how do you go from reaching those speeds to then when you get home getting in a normal car and being on like a normal road?
So this is what I always say. I know what it feels like to crash at 200 miles an hour wearing all of my safety equipment and stuff, and even crashes less than that. I've raced my whole life, right? I do not want to know what it feels like to hit something with just a seatbelt on, So for me, I've always been a little bit more safe when I'm driving on the streets. But I mean, just like anything, I'm still a racer, and I do want to go fast. I have to restrain myself.
And have you ever been to the Poconos before? You've raced at Pocono Raceway?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been a bunch of times. I've won here. It's been a while since I've won here. It was 2012, so I'd like to do that again. But yeah, I just love it up here. I love the fans, and of course, it's just so beautiful and so many beautiful lakes. It's just, it's always a great time.
What are some of your favorite places in the Poconos, or places you might want to visit?
Oh man, well, I mean, there's just for starters, there's a lot of good food up here. That's my favorite thing. There's a lot of cool, like, mom and pop restaurants and bars and stuff like that. I mean, so many different ones. It's hard to just pick one, but yeah, I've always enjoyed that part of it. That's my favorite thing to do, is come up here and eat, to be honest with you. But getting a cycle, I'm a big cyclist, and we'll cycle and leave from the track and just riding through the mountains and stuff from here. Man, it's so beautiful and peaceful and quiet.
Drivers, start your engine! I met the driver on vacation in Costa Rica on Christmas Day. And he was asking what I do, and I told him and where I'm from, and then he informed me that he had the speed record at Pocono Raceway, and we just became friends on Christmas Day and kept in touch. And with us moving into this market this year, the timing just worked out perfectly. So I just believe everything happens for a reason, and this is one of those times.
They don't call it the tricky triangle for nothing. So, what's your experience here on this track versus other ones across the country that you've raced on?
Well, it's just so different. I mean, you got 3 totally different, unique corners, and it's really difficult to get your car to drive well here, because you have to approach each corner totally differently, right? So you're constantly fighting something during the race, whether it's turn 1 or the tunnel turn or turn 3. Your car never really quite drives just right. So it's really about what driver can adapt and adjust their car during the race to get to where they need it to be, so they can race and win, and that's what makes it so challenging. It's just, you never have a perfect race car here. You're always fighting it, but who fights it the best? This has always been a really great racetrack for me. So for whatever reason, the very first time I came here, it just clicked. But usually for me, the more difficult the track is, the better I am. And then when we go to like an easier track, or someone that would say is a more simple track, I seem to struggle there for whatever reason. So I don't know. The tricky triangle's always been good to me.
With the Pocono Television Network, I'm Brianna Strunk.